Hello and good afternoon everyone. My name is Najla Salsabila Ardito. I'm from 10 MIPA 1 and today I'm going to be presenting my factual report text on modern pianos. Now, you might be wondering, Najla, why did you choose this topic? Well, I have some particular reasons why. Number one, it's because I love pianos, I adore them, but sadly I cannot play them. And number two, I think the piano is a really interesting instrument and I'm sure all of you would like to know its history.
So without further ado, let's get started.
So I'm going to start off with the general classification of a piano. A piano is a large keyboard instrument. Although the definition is pretty simple, it can be a whole musical world, melody, and harmony all in one instrument. The piano is made to provide a keyboard instrument that could play soft or even loud melodies for musicians to play easily. It is widely employed in jazz, traditional, and popular music for solo and ensemble performances, accompaniment, and for composing, songwriting, and rehearsals. So now I am going to tell you a little bit of the history behind the piano. The first piano was invented in the year 1700 by Bartolomeo Cristofori from Italy. So Cristofori was not satisfied by the lack of control musicians had over the harpsichord. The harpsichord was a popular instrument similar to the piano, but there was one setback. No matter how hard or soft the key was pressed, the sound will come out exactly the same. So Bartolomeo built an instrument that would fling a soft covered hammer whenever a key was pressed. The harder the key was pressed, the harder the hammer flew, thus creating different sounds depending on how much pressure the musicians put on the keys. Eventually, the pianos grew larger, stronger, and louder. More octaves were added to give it an even greater range. An American piano maker named Alpheus Babcock even customized his piano so that the strings could hold more tension. This invention granted the piano its modern sound that we enjoy today. Although each piano has slight differences, the majority of its characteristics include features such as the keyboard. Without the keyboard, the piano won't even be an instrument. The keys, when they're pressed, produces a melody. Other features are a hammer and strings, which lies underneath the keys. Whenever a pianist presses down on a key, a soft small hammer hits the strings and produces the piano melody. It is also said that the longer the strings, the more cleaner and appealing the sound it creates will be, which is why professionals tend to play on large grand pianos. Then there is a damper. A damper is an item made of cloth that sits beneath the lid to ensure that the strings are not at all affected by the pressure of the pressed key. The piano also has pedals. Pedals control how loud or soft each note will be. The pedal on the left makes softer melodies, whereas the pedal in the middle and the right makes the notes last longer by temporarily lifting the damper of the strings. And lastly, there is a lid that covers all of these parts. And that is all for me today. If there's any questions, please leave them down below. I hope this piece of information can be useful to you in the future or whenever. Thank you for joining me and listening to my presentation. I will be signing out. Goodbye!